Yes, David Haney said he's working on a Canelo-like deal with Showtime to exclusively promote him. And he says he's open to working with other promoters, with his well, other networks, excuse me, with his other fighters. And we talk about Devin Haney, 19-year-old boxer out of San Francisco Bay Area. Ooh. And he's the youngest boxer promoter in boxing. He's the future of boxing. And he did an interview with Boxcaster Boxing. I'm going to link it to the description. Go over there and check it out. Super dope. Goodfella Sports TV. We up in this thing, always breaking news. And, I'm going to tell you why this is so important. And why this can either mean something great or something super bad. And I don't know if people caught it, but Bob Arum said that, Showtime will be out of boxing pretty soon, just as HBO was out of boxing. But this shows if Showtime is really investing in fighters and really giving fighters network deals, then you can see Devin Haney get a network deal. And I believe if Devin Haney gets a network deal, and I think you'll see Earl Spence, Deontay Wilder, and some of Showtime's top talent get networks deal. It won't be everybody, but you'll see them get a network deal. And when he said Canelo-like deal, he don't mean as far as $360 million. I know people are going to take that out of context and try to say it was $5 million is what you said. No, it just means that he's going to have a television network deal partnership with him exclusively fighting on Showtime. And they're going to have a binding contract where no fighter right now has a binding contract to fight on Showtime. Like fighters like Danny Jacobs and Triple G and Canelo had a binding contract to fight on HBO. That's what Haney's going to be doing. But if they choose to invest in Haney and don't give Earl or Deontay Wilder a network deal, or fighters over there that think they deserve a network deal, then you might see some of them fighters be salty. Say, how does a 19-year-old kid get his own promotional company, don't have any really help behind the scenes, get a network deal with Showtime, and I don't have a network deal in Showtime. And you can see some of this shit turn to jealousy, and you can see some of these dudes turn around and maybe run over to ESPN and run over to the DAZN, which I don't think is going to be the case, but it's always a possibility with dudes' feelings and money when you see somebody young get that type of deal. But I think a lot of these things are really going to really go in like how can I say it? I think a lot of these dudes, might not have exclusive Showtime deals because they want to have the flexibility to fight on Fox. So I don't know exactly how that would work. It may be an exception or a little, some type of niche, whatever they call it in the contract, where they can also fight on Fox, or if they, have to go chase a belt on ESPN or DAZN, they can do that. But this is huge for Devin Haney, man. I'm definitely a big supporter of black entrepreneurships and paving their own way. I was a huge supporter of Pitbull, the brand, LeBart Ball, and what he was doing. Everybody don't understand where guys come from like that. As far as Young Dolph as well, who claimed that he goes offered $22 million to sign to a label, but he wanted to remain independent. But people don't understand what entrepreneurship or remaining independent means. You know what I'm saying? See, Devin Haney could have signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Floyd Mayweather. He said he had the money for Devin Haney. Devin Haney dad had a bigger vision. Why work for somebody when you can be the plug and be your own boss? It's a risk because you don't have the guaranteed money from Mayweather Promotions and a promoter. But if you really believe you're the real deal Holyfield and you're going to bet on yourself, then the reward is better. The risk is higher, but the reward is higher than just copping out, going to Mayweather Promotions, or copping out, going to Nike instead of starting a Ben Baller brand. And in Young Dolph case, going to the label and you losing all creative control over your music, okay? For $22 million. People don't understand that entrepreneurship is what you want to be. Instead of you having a boss telling them what to do. Look at this dude's 19 years old, and him and his daddy's calling the shots. You got to respect that, man. You got to respect that. He's his own boss. He going to move the way he want to move. Okay? He going to move the way he going to want to move. He don't have to ask permission to go fight across the street. He don't have to go ask permission or none of that. He's his own boss, and you have to respect that. I wish more fighters will continue to really go that route, to really cut the promoters out. The promoters act like the fighters work for them when the fighters work for the promoter. He took it into his own hands. While guys got silver medals, while guys went to the Olympics, he's the one that really had the father figure in his corner to paint that vision out there and make the vision happen. If he get a Showtime network deal, that's a slap in the face to a lot of fighters out there. that have accomplished more than he has, but that just shows you that, you know, his father have a business mind and they business savvy, and Showtime believes in Devin Haney, you know. And I believe the trickle down effect is you will see a few fighters get network deals from Showtime. That will come. It sounds like they working on that. I'm pretty sure if they working on it with Haney, they're working on it with a few other fighters. So when Showtime unveils their first half of the year schedule, they probably will announce it around them that Devin Haney, Errol Spence, Wilder, and whoever else, or whoever they choose may get that network deal, will have an exclusive network deal with Showtime. That gives them security more than just, being promotional network free agents. That gives them security, and that makes their fighting home on Showtime. And, that's good for them. You know what I'm saying? Canelo got a network deal. Props to him, or whatever. But the thing about getting a network deal gives Showtime some creative power over these fighters. See, you just can't, they can be like, the benefit of it is, all right, Keith Thurman wants you to fight Errol Spence. If you don't fight Errol Spence, then you can't fight. You can't make money. So now it puts some type of power into the network's hands to make fights happen. And those fighters got to either go on the shelf, which Keith Thurman probably wouldn't mind, or if they want to make a good payday, then they got to fight Errol Spence. So it gives the network, it gives Steven Espinoza, CBS Showtime, some type of leverage, in making the best fight and the best type of fights happen. So, yeah, I'm proud of Devin Haney. He spoke about some other things that his promotional company, he says, as far as, it's just a network deal for him and not the fighters that he got on his promotional stable. He does have some fighters. He said his fighters, as a promoter, he's welcome to open up to work with all networks with his promotional company. And, he talked about a lot of stuff. So it's about a 11-minute interview. Very, very good interview. Always like Devin Haney. Shakur Stevenson got mad at him and said he thought he was his little bro. He turned on him or something. It is what it is, man. I mean, if they hating on Devin Haney, if there was even any hate in their chest for Devin Haney, it's definitely going to be some hate in their chest for Devin Haney now. Okay, because Devin Haney is, Devin Haney is moving up and doing big things. So, hopefully the deal is everything he wanted more. And that's what we need, man. That's what we need, man. We need these dudes to get deals and, keep them at home and make the best fights happen. But if he's working on a network deal, you probably could look at Mikey Garcia possibly working on one. You probably could be seeing Deontay Wilder, Errol Spence working on one as well. And I heard that, Mikey Garcia could be fighting on Fox. And I think, he could be fighting Errol Spence on Fox. Maybe Fox open up the bag, have him and Earl. I'm just hearing some things. It could be Richard Comey on Fox. And, I'll find out, and, I relay the news probably tomorrow. What's that, Wednesday? Yeah. I relay the news probably tomorrow. But, yeah, man, I want to know what y'all think about, Devin Haney working out his deal with Showtime. It must be close to being announced, close to be finalized if he can speak on it. And, congratulations to him, man. Out of all the young bucks, his father was in his corner. He seemed to have a real father, to have a real understanding. I look forward to them opening their own gym up. I know that's going to happen. I look forward to Devin Haney being very, very successful. I'm definitely going to support Devin Haney if he can come with apparel, if he come with whatever he comes with, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely want to support entrepreneurships for all nationalities and taking your career into your own hands. And at least if you make a business decision not to fight this guy, you make a business decision to do something else. At least it's off the strength of what you think. And hopefully he built the team up. I know he got Joe Cortez to be a part of his team. Get some talent acquisition. He can really clean up, man, because a lot of guys can look up to him. And, he can relate on how to advertise and sign some of these young fighters and use social media to their advantage. So he got to step up on all these old promoters. If he just, align himself with the right businessman and the right guys in the sport, Devin Haney promotion could take all the way off. And I wish him nothing but the best. And for his career, his promotional career. And, hopefully he always remember who he was and how I felt to be this way, but be on this level. And hopefully he continues to really go for it. And he polishes as a professional fighter. I believe he'll be 20 real soon. So blessings to Devin Haney. It's Goodfellas Sports TV. I'll link that interview in the description for you guys as well. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And y'all know what the business is. One time for the one time. If you want to make a donation, the PayPal link is there. Shout out to everybody that do donate. If not, share the videos, man. I definitely appreciate that. We gone.